What's up, guys? Craig Mack here, Liberty Bell Beekeepers, and spring is officially here. Although the bees aren't in full swing, they're definitely bringing pollen in, and they're ramping up. A couple more weeks, and I think we'll be seeing, full-fledged beekeeping happening. So, still doing prep work. Today, I'm getting frames ready. Now, I do foundationless frames in my brood chamber, and this is all I do when I do them. So I got wedge top frames. Dog's barking at the squirrels. Groove top, groove bottom frames. So a foundation could go in this if it wanted to, but like I said, I do foundationless frames for my brood chamber. So I just put a starter strip in. Now anything could work. Some people use wax. Some people buy plastic foundation and cut it. Coop. I choose to just make my stuff, and I get a bunch of scrap lumber, so I just took some 2x4, ripped it down to about just over 1/8 of an inch, and then cut it down in half to about 3/4 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch by, I guess it's 18, something like that, 17 3/4, I forget what the measurement is. So anyway, I just take that strip. Now I set this on my table saw, so it's a nice cut, and it sticks in there really well. It's nice and tight. It's a nice tight fit, so it ain't going anywhere as far as, once it gets in there and gets some weight on it. Some people like to use the end bars with the holes. I have both, and I have done the fishing line, but I find like they end up chewing it before they use it. So usually what I do is I just keep an eye on these foundationless frames and leave them alone, let them try to draw out straight, and if they're starting to get wonky, then I'll do something, but oftentimes they're able to handle it themselves. So once I get my starter strip in there, I just have some wax in a kettle and my little electric hot plate on low. It melted nice and easy today, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to get my brush, these little cheap brushes from home stores or throwaways, but they're perfect for this kind of stuff. So I'm going to get shush. There's a squirrel that sits right outside our door and it just taunts the dogs. So I'm going to get a decent amount of wax so it's pretty much dripping. I'm going to take it and I'm going to flip the brush over and get that right down there. 1, 2 swipes, and it's good. A little messy on that one. I try to keep it over my pot so anything that does drip goes in. So I'm basically moving the frame across the brush, and I'm moving the brush a little bit too, and then that's it. Completely waxed, if you can see. It's kind of tough to see in here, the wax on there, but it's there. And that's it. Foundationless frame ready to go. Now, a lot of people have issues with foundationless. They don't like dealing with it. I don't know. I don't have any problems with it. I like to let the bees do what they got to do in the brood chamber as much as possible, and I try to stay out of the brood chamber as much as possible too, unless I'm really looking for something suspect. I found most of my most successful colonies are the ones that I didn't manage the brood chamber all that much. Just kind of gave them space, and I do inspections last year maybe 3 times through every hive, with the exception of some, like I said, that I had suspects with or suspicions about, and that was it. So pretty simple beekeeping. It's not all that difficult. Some people make it a lot more harder than it has to be, and more difficult, I should say, and I don't get it. It's not that hard, really.